My goodness.
Well,
Here we
hello
are.
there.
Hello. I know that the notification just went out, so it's going to be a minute. But how are you?
I am doing very well. It is a beautiful day. I woke up this morning. Waking up is always a good thing. So,
Did not slip into another dimension in the middle of the night. Good
yes,
job.
yes. Although, depending on which dimension, I don't know. I could go for like a little Hobbit-esque adventure. I could be
Okay.
the Bilbo that goes on an unexpected journey.
Yeah, absolutely. Can I be the ring? I'd like
Ooh.
to be the ring itself, I think.
If you can make yourself miniature, and if I could have like a mini Carmel in my pocket, I mean, that sounds like a great
Sounds like
adventure.
a great idea.
Yeah.
I just realized also, I was like, can I be the ring? And I'm wearing this hat.
There you go. Also, can I see the hat again?
Yes, you absolutely can.
That is amazing. Oh
So
my
thank
gosh.
you. I did not make this, but I did rescue it. I liberated it. It was like a detail on a red wicker hat, and the hat like was like a cloche, so like very close fitting, and it was dying. It was absolutely dying. And
Oh.
it had like holes in it, and it was in very bad shape. And I actually turned it into my heart hat that I made on my weekly hat project a few weeks ago. So it has been rescued and turned into something. But this, I was like, this is in perfect shape. So I'm going to put some elastic on it, and then I can make it into a hat. And you can wear it a bunch of different ways. But I figure,
No, I
you
love
know,
it.
it looks like an exaggerated comma.
It honestly, initially when I first saw it, it reminded me of a tentacle.
Even better.
Yeah, yeah, especially from this angle, the dots look like the little suckers on the tentacle. So I'm all
Yeah.
about it. I love it.
We don't usually see red tentacles in the hentaiverse these days, do we?
I suppose not. I mean, I wouldn't know.
Plausible deniability. But hello, everybody. If you are watching, drop us a hello in the chats. My name is Carmel. I'm your glamour hobo, and I have a show on Monday nights called Glamour Hobo Bedtime Tales, where I read you some science fiction and tuck you in. You join me in bed. And I have a podcast called The Glamour Hobo Field Notes, which are tiny little curated selections of stories, like 6 minutes long, that I write when I'm on the road. I highly suggest it. And with me today is... Which side are you on?
Christine
This side.
I'm over here. Here I am. I'm Christine from Adamo Ignis. I have a fire and danger show. I do fire dancing, fire eating, fire breathing, climbing up swords, all kinds of stuff, mostly at Renaissance fairs and private events. So you can look me up. Oh, there's my name. Look it up. See where I'm going to be. Come hang out with me. It'll be glorious.
And if you have a chat function, Adamo, you can drop your @s and your links in the chat.
Yes, I shall do that.
You can
First, I
totes do
am
that.
posting on the great land of Facebook to let people know that we're here today.
We're totes here.
Because I want everybody to come hang out with us and hear our funny, witty, amazing personality voices. So
And the craft that we're going to do, whatever those crafts may be. Hi, Reverend Tommy. He says, "All hail the Glamourtron." Well, that's the news of the hour. Is that we did an AMA last night about the end of season 4. I think it was season 4, season 5 of the show. And Paulo Garbanzo, megalomaniac that he is, murdered Shakespeare in a TPK. And a Toto Paulo kill, or a Toto poet kill.
Right.
And so Shakespeare called me in as the only person that he could trust to be the Metatron, the voice of the game. So I'll be hosting this next season, which is fun. That means I can like hang out and I can be a part of it, but I'm not actually required to do the math that is needed to play the game.
Well, I'm excited to see you as the new what are we calling you? Glamourtron?
Glamourtron. I don't know about that. He says Glamourtron instead of Metatron. Glamour Hobatron is
I like
it makes me sound like an Autobot or a Decepticon if you call it a Glamourtron. But this is a misnomer actually about the Glamour Hobo. Glamour Hobo is a title. It is not specific to me, but I have adopted it. And I would like everyone to know that we are a part of the Glamour Hobo Nation.
What?
Because if you do a glamorous job and you travel to do that job, you're a Glamour Hobo.
Define glamorous.
So here's the thing about glamour. This is my theory, and I'm sticking to it, is that glamour in the fairy sense of the word is an illusion, it's a charm, it's a veil that masks a truth. And so it can be beautiful and it can be hiding something really vicious, or it can be hiding something really vulnerable and soft. But it also just could be hiding something sweaty and smelly and really unpleasant. And so I like to think that the work that we do, especially as performers, is super glamorous in the truth of that definition, because what a lot of people see is that we get to wear beautiful clothes and like make people laugh and have a lot of attention focused on us, and sometimes make money. And
hopefully,
and that there's fame for that. But what it also really means, what that is hiding, the illusion is hiding the truth that you are on the road most of the year. You shower infrequently if you're camping to do the job that you do. You don't make enough money to have health insurance. You lugged the sound system up the stairs of the venue yourself because they don't have a sound system.
No roadies.
No roadies. So the glamour of what we do on the outside, and the like, oh, I wish I could just do what you do. It looks so glamorous. Like in my head, every time I hear that, I go, it sure is. It's a lot of hard work and broken bones and blood and sweat and tears to do what we do.
Yeah, there's a lot more work involved that people don't see behind the scenes.
Yeah.
In fact, one of those things, I was going to sit here and work on all of the many, many wicks that are on my props for my show, but my package of new wicking material did not arrive today. Very sad. So I'll work on some other stuff, but I think making new wicks and putting them on my props is probably the number one most tedious, most annoying behind the scenes piece of crafting that I have to do for my show. So one of these days, I'm going to do it here with you guys, where it will be much more fun to get to chat with you while I do it.
Nice. How often do you replace your wicks?
I mean, it depends how often they're being used and how much they're getting beat up, what kind of environment I'm using them in. So I do have to check them frequently, make sure that they're still in good shape. It usually ends up being twice a season-ish, but that's a busy season. Like
a show season, like 6 weeks.
No, like a year of performing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's but not bad, twice a year if you're using them a lot. Yeah.
So if I'm lucky, it's once, but it depends on the year.
If you were lucky enough to have more work, then you're lucky enough to have to re-wick all of your stuff.
So lucky.
So glamorous.
Lucky.
So glamorous. I've only ever wicked torches once. I used to do fire eating a few years ago, and I have a beautiful set of torches that were made by they're brass, and they were made by a blacksmith friend of mine here in Richmond. And they're nice and long. They're nice 18-inch. And I had them made, and then I wicked them myself, but then I decided to really lean into being more of a singer. And I was like, I have to choose. I cannot risk my health, my singing health and my lung health and my mouth health if I'm also doing that continuously. So I decided that I would not be a fire eater. I would be a singer instead. If I had to choose one.
picking is hard. There are so many things that I love to do. And gosh, I wish I could just clone myself and send each clone to specialize in a certain thing. That way, each one of those clones could just get really good and go really deep in on that one skill. But I'm just here, a single, alone version of myself without any copies.
Singular.
And
unique and singular.
Unable to make decisions and just do one thing really well.
I'll do all the things. I want to do all the things. I've heard that that's called a hummingbird. Like, are you a hummingbird or are you a raptor? I'm not sure if it's all avian, but like a hummingbird is a person who likes to take a little bit of a lot of things. So welcome everybody to Crafting with the Crew. My name is Carmel. We've got Adamo. Other side. We've got Adamo. Adamo doesn't have the craft that she planned for, but maybe something else will materialize.
Bam.
What is that?
These are my on to weave elf ears.
Oh, they did not look like that when you carried them that way. What are you doing with them today?
I should have made you guys guess. That would have been great.
I was like, some sort of tropical fruit, some sort of seed pod.
Oh, that would have been a good guessing game.
I'm not sure.
No,
what are you gonna do
these
with
are
them?
The elf ears that I used for On to Weave this past season of Nat 21. But I originally bought them to do a cosplay from Lore Olympus, Minth.
So, yes. Yeah. Oh my God, you'd be such a good Minth.
Oh, thanks. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited you actually know about Lore Olympus.
Oh, I know about Lore Olympus.
I think the last couple times I did Crafting with the Crew and talked about my cosplay stuff for Lore Olympus, nobody else knew what I was talking about. So I was like, yeah, it's just this nerdy little comic about the gods and Olympus, and I love it.
It's really good. I don't know who I would be if I were to cosplay Lore Olympus. Help me out.
Hecate, maybe?
Probably Hecate, let's be honest.
I could totally see that.
She is such a bad bitch. Like,
yeah.
She's so good.
And she's kind of like the only... She's very much... She might be the only really level-headed person.
Oh, yeah.
In the comic.
She... my friend refers to her as an ace queen. And I'm like, all right, that could be. I'm here. I'm ready to believe that, because everybody else seems to be completely obsessed with their sexual relationships and their emotional relationships. And she's like, y'all, I am older than all of you, and I am also just here to work. I'm here to do my thing. I'm here to work. I like though that she referenced that. Like Hades was like, hey, do you miss the old days and the old ways of doing things? And she's like, I miss the chaos of the primordial soup. Like, that was really great.
Yeah, there's some really great one-liners in there for sure.
But I like personally from a design point of view that, because she's usually, Hecate is usually classically portrayed as a woman carrying two torches. She's the mother of language along with Hermes. She is the goddess of the crossroads. She's the goddess of opportunity, and witchcraft, a lot of which traditions look to her. But instead of her carrying two torches, the fact that she's drawn in this cartoon as having two yellow eyes, like glowing yellow orbs for eyes, no one else has eyes like that. So it's just such a subtle and brilliant nod from an art point of view to the, like, usually she's seen as a person with twin torches. So I just love that.
Yeah, I love it. And yeah, I do love how she is very much like, hey, listen, all you guys with your like romance and your sex, like you're kind of messing things up. Like there are other things to focus on right now. How about we just, get things done? So
Could we please focus?
I find it to be very entertaining. But.
So this is the moment where I bring in our third guest, who I've
Ooh.
never met before. It's Reverend Tommy.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. It's nice to meet you.
Yes, this is the closest we've had to a face-to-face yet, Carmel.
Yeah, we're making it work through the pandemic and as much as we can.
Yeah. And of course, I know Christine, fellow member of the Old Man Scotch Club.
Yes, it is always a joy to see you and to imbibe delicious, delicious scotch.
Oh, you guys can be in the Scotch Club together. Today, speaking of liquor, I will be making violet infused gin.
Oh, what?
Oh.
Yeah, I'll talk to you guys more about that in a minute. But I am sorry, I asked a question of Adamo and did not let her answer it because we were starting talking about Lore Olympus.
I don't remember the
What
question.
are you doing with those ears?
Oh, so because I originally bought them to do the Minth cosplay and I haven't actually done the cosplay yet, I'm going to go ahead and start painting these red. Since the character does have red skin, I need the ears to match. So I have some lovely maroon paint here, which is my preferred paint for doing skin and prosthetics and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and just start putting the base red on here, trying to do some of the detailing, the shadowing, some of the deeper reds for the creases of the ears and stuff like that. So that is my task for today. I'm really excited to finally do this cosplay.
But Maron is for skin. How is it? Are those silicone? Like, how is that paint actually going to stay on that prosthetic?
It stays very well. I've already kind of started to do this side here. And I don't need it to last forever. But honestly, because this is so pigmented, it probably will stain and sink into the silicone a bit. But that's fine because these are going to be dedicated to that character.
Cool.
So yeah.
Cool. If you want to find a photo or a link to Lore Olympus specifically to Minth and drop it in the chat so people can perhaps see what you're up to and what the end will look like while Reverend Tommy tells us about what he's doing today.
Well, I am going to be working on more stuff with glass.
What is that?
What kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Well, I have a craft fair that I'm vending at. It's my first ever appearance selling stuff.
What?
It's May 1st down here in Hanover, PA, down in York County. So, which is why, Baltimore, it's so close, because I'm in southern PA here.
Right.
Baltimore is like an hour and a half drive.
Cool.
So I'm working on creating more inventory for my shop, and that way I can have a good variety of stuff to sell. So I've been in here, my little studio here, every couple of days working on stuff. I've been streaming myself on my own channel when I'm working. Zalani and Bambi have been coming by to visit. Sally's come by to visit. Just some guy popped in for a little bit the other day when we rated it. So that's why I've been rating channels at the beginning of the show, because I'll take some of the time and I'll be working on stuff myself. I'm like, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and rate over, but we tried, rating Cassius and Nespera, and she just, completely blew us off.
But do you know why? It's because I don't know what raids do. I don't know how to interact with them. So I didn't know what to do with that. You should absolutely blame Shakespeare for not knowing, for not engaging. Because I didn't know what I was doing. It was my first time ever playing D&D, and it was a show. I had a lot to think about. I had my claw fingers on, and I was doing a lot of spinning of plates and trying to look like I knew, I had my shit together.
but with the way that your characters were and how you interacted, it totally made it work, because you just, kind of paid off the bandits and, they
Give me
were,
that crossbow.
yeah, and you just you just took the crossbow. It's like, yeah, thank you. This is mine. You can go now. It was just, quite comical.
Part of my collection. I collect crossbows. I've got one on me right now. Dare you to find it.
Challenge
I
accepted.
just love the idea of like having an enormous hidden crossbow.
It could be Derringer sized.
Ah, okay.
It could be it could be in my
Crossbow.
hair. Like that's the whole like, why is her hair so big? Because it's full of crossbows.
Okay, I love that though, actually.
All right, so there's your new hat challenge.
I have so many right now. Oh my god, I'm really behind schedule. I got distracted by living a life that was not homebound. I have my oat milk maid hat, which I talked about last week on Creating with the Crew, and then my next big project, which is gonna take more than a week, is a hyena hood and headpiece. So it'll be a big kind of ceremonial hyena head, several heads actually on a big. It's hard to describe. That's in the works, and now crossbow fascinator that can actually fire, just like my cheese hat that could actually launch a piece of cheese.
I love that.
That
I
was
love
like
that.
in January when that meme was going around about if you want to fascinate a woman, give her a piece of cheese.
Oh yes.
So I made a hat that looks like a piece of Swiss cheese and with a little baby bell
Yeah.
in the middle of it with a spring action. So when you open it, it actually launches a piece of cheese.
See, now
I
you need to
love
wear
this
that
so
hat
much.
when you get a chance to meet Arthur Greenleaf Holmes. Christine, you know Gordy.
I've met him.
Yeah.
I bought a cheese and thought of you. You know that poem? Have you heard him do that one?
I have not.
Oh yeah, that would be the perfect hat to wear. When if for him to do a reciting there, is quite hilarious.
So what are these glass things that you're making? Like, what does glass stuff mean?
I ran my kiln. I loaded up the kiln yesterday, right before the show started up. And
you're slumping, aren't you? You're
112 degrees, so I can unload the 3 pieces that I cut and fused up last night live with you all right now.
Yay!
Yeah, I'm
exciting.
super intrigued by this.
Thanks everyone again for joining us, all 7 of you, for Creating with the Crew. We are a special blend today. I've never seen Reverend Tommy on this show, so that's exciting for me because we've never met. And I am making something to eat. Adamo is making something to wear, and Tommy is making something to buy and enjoy.
To gaze upon, to use.
Gaze
is
upon.
It functional? What is
handle? Yeah, what is it? What are you making?
Oh yes, these will become quite functional, and I love them already. How they look, and this is only their halfway completed stage.
Very good.
Before you get started, before I pull them out right here, so at first they started off like this: a piece of this glass, a piece of this glass, a stencil, and different colored glass powders.
Ooh.
And now,
it sounds dangerous. Like accidentally inhaling that or getting it in your eye.
Not a fan.
Yeah.
What is it?
Ooh, pretty.
Is it a phone case?
No. Let me get the rest of these pulled out and I'll show you what they will turn into.
Okay.
So that one there I just showed is with the blue Aventurine, with the camera and the lights and all that. You can't quite see it, but it does have some sparkle and shine. With the blue Aventurine has some sparkles in it.
I will admit that I thought that word was adventurine, like you go on an adventure, and this is a rock that you would find.
The spelling is about the same.
It has no D. It is not Aventurine.
That's officially what I'm calling any rock I bring home from a trip, because I am very prone to bringing home like pockets full of rocks from places.
Yes. What? Oh, that yellow is so gorgeous.
Ooh.
That
Yep,
is
this
so
is
cool.
a what's that? This it's a marigold opal powder.
Yes, please.
Love
I mean,
that.
you've
I'm
seen the inside
very,
of my room. Like, it is those colors.
I am
Oh
so
well, you
into that
know,
marigold
here's
color
one
right
that would
now.
really pair off with the egg.
Ooh! But what is it other than really pretty?
Is it a dish?
Is it a puzzle?
They will turn into a dish of sorts in time
Okay.
upon their next firing.
Okay. Those are my
Ooh.
colors.
Very pretty. Very spring.
And this is a green Aventurine, so it's got sparkles and shiny
Yes. Here for
in
it.
it. So those are the 3 that I did last night. And
I'm going to make you bigger for this next one. I'm going to, so you can show your stuff. People are loving it. Look at this. Stunning. Nice work.
yep. And they
And Matt
will
yelling,
turn
make
out
big.
finished to look like this.
Ooh. Oh, there's fish on it.
And it is
Oh.
a soap dish.
Or
Oh
a jewelry
my gosh,
dish.
that is awesome.
Or jewelry, you know.
I
But
have to
yes,
have a place to keep my necklaces. That's so cool.
And you're just doing this
Yep.
in your
They get
house?
slumped into this mold that I have right here. So this flat piece goes on like so, and then when it goes back into the heat, it slumps down into that shape.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Oh, we got a telegram from Madame Ansa saying she's picking up the new snazzy Nat 21 postcards. That's why she's out at the moment and not with us.
We miss you, Madame Anta.
Boom. Wow. We got a
That
while.
was really cool though. And you're just in your house doing this?
Yep.
Well,
yeah,
there's a kiln behind you.
Me and my buddy, we have a 4-bedroom apartment. One of the bedrooms we've turned into a shared office and studio.
Oh, I love that.
So cool.
I
So
love
cool.
having dedicated workspace because I like to keep my project out. I do not like to clean them up. I do not like to put them away. And if I put them away, I'm less likely to go back and finish it.
Yep.
Yeah, like I'm going to pick up the laptop a little bit to kind of try to show the shelf.
Yes, please.
See,
Hold
so
on,
there's,
big.
Oh, wow.
You can see the glass I have in the rack there, all the sheets that I have stuff to work with.
So cool.
You can see all the completed stuff that I currently have. So all these are all completed. They're all on my Etsy shop for sale. I have some more smaller 3-inch pieces right there. Down on the bottom shelf, I have wine bottles and beer bottles that are slumped down into dishes.
Oh, I love that.
That's so
and then
cool.
There's the kiln in the corner of the room.
I am very intrigued by this kiln. Is it specifically for glass? I don't really know much about that.
Yep, it's for glass. So it's not a ceramic kiln. It does not fire hot enough. Let me get my laptop leveled off here. Markers are rolling underneath it. So it does not fire hot enough for ceramics. So it's just like it's only for glass. There's not really a whole lot of difference than what you see, at any of the glass blower booths. Like at Parf, there's the big one in the studio in the hot shop there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's just smaller. It does the same exact function. The hottest temperatures that my programs run to is 1,450 degrees.
Wow, that is still
Yikes.
very hot.
Yep. I need that temperature for this to turn into this.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took a glass and fiber class in high school where we did a lot of slumping. And we had these glass grinders that were like little mini tables with essentially a diamond drill bit. And it would shoot water at the drill bit while you would like, if you wanted to like sand down an edge and like not have it be as sharp on a piece of glass, you had to wear eye protection. It was like,
Wow.
it was my first step towards like, if I were in shop class, I would be a lot more comfortable already with this machinery, but like, because this is art class, it feels a little bit more like, ooh, we get to play with things that could kill us. That's exciting.
Yeah, when I was in high school, I did 4 years of ceramic art. We had a really good art program where I went to school. So 4 years of ceramic art and another year of jewelry. So we had like a jewelry workshop with like the metals and like so many buffing machines. We had like the machines where you would like, you made like the wax version of your ring and then put it in the machine, and then you made a casting, and then you poured the metal in to
doing
make
electroplating and electroforming. That's so awesome.
All kinds of stuff. I learned how to solder in that class.
Nice.
I miss it. When you're a teenager and you're doing these classes, I was very dedicated to the classes. I would spend my lunches there. I would stay after school and I would do ceramics. I would get passes to miss math classes to work on my senior art project.
Oh yeah. Very, very important. Very important that I miss math today.
Yeah. Even then though, I wish that I'd spend even more time doing it, because now I have no access to those resources.
Right.
And I miss it so much.
So Reverend Tommy, we've got some questions about the kiln. Mab was wanting to know, is it electric or gas? And does that like jack up your utility bills?
It is electric. I posted into the chat.
Oh, there you go.
It does add a little bit to the electric bill at times. Especially, this month it's firing almost every single day as I get prepped for the show. Because the more inventory I have, the more money I can make, and then maybe I can, get my return back for what I've done. Because in the last 2 days, or last week, I've bought $500 worth of glass and materials.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's another thing about crafting, buying your materials.
I'll say my craft today is to make violet water and violet gin. And the violets were free because I actually went out into the yard and pulled them.
That is awesome.
I'm going to make a TikTok of it. I made a TikTok last week of making camellia hydrosol off of the camellia bush. But the gin is not cheap. The gin is expensive. But there is also a question from Johnny O Twitch. It says, how does the strength turn out on the bottles the second time around? Do successive firings strengthen it?
Yep, and I was grabbing up some of the slump bottles to show.
Great.
On screen. So here's one of the beer bottles.
Nice.
So cool.
Got into a dish, and this was let's see, it says America owned. So this was a Yingling bottle.
Okay.
So that's the beer bottles I can do. Wine bottles, I have two different ways that they can turn out. We get straight single flat like this, single compartment. So you could use that for dips or snacks, hors d'oeuvres, chain, jewelry, rings, what have you. Another thing I also love about the beer bottles that I use also, spoon rest in the kitchen.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
An underappreciated detail in a kitchen is a spoon rest.
Yes.
Yep. And then I also have a 2-compartment mold for wine bottles as well.
Cool.
Oh wow.
Mab is asking, are you slumping into a material made of ceramic or stone?
It is they'd be ceramic. So,
which is a type of stone, but it's a synthetic, not synthetic, but like aggregate.
So here is the slumping mold for the beer bottles. So the bottle will go in, and then it comes out flat.
Nice. Super cool.
That is so awesome.
I am beginning to start, instead of just chatting, I am now actually starting on my craft for the day, which is to make violet gin and violet water. So in the spring, violets just shoot up everywhere in everyone's yards, and you can just go out and pick them, which is what I did in this incredibly perfectly colored basket, Easter basket.
That's beautiful.
It was totally an accident. And I just went out, and you just pick the heads of the bloom. You don't need to pick the whole stem, and they come off very nicely. And so I got this big basket of them. And now I am going to put them in this jar. This will be for infusing them into the gin. So I'm going to put as many as I can fit in here. They'll get a little smaller. I've got about 3 cups of, and honestly, I don't know if it'll work because gin already has its own flavor. So it might just turn the gin purple and actually add no additional flavor.
I'm curious what gin you're using.
I'm going to be using Bombay Sapphire.
Okay.
Because I do not like a cucumbery, junipery, a heavy dry gin. Like, I'm not into something that tastes that medicinal or cucumbery. I'm not a fan of Hendrix. I actually like
Hendrix.
I like something called Giniver, which is they make it in the Netherlands, which is it's gin, but it's infused with botanicals, but they don't use spruce or juniper. It's all flowers and flowering herbs. So it's much more flowery and much less junipery. So the best Giniver in America is by a company called Weigel Distilleries.
I love it.
In Pennsylvania.
Yes.
They make really good rum, and they make really good Giniver.
Yes, their Giniver is incredible. I
highly recommend.
Yes.
It's actually pronounced Wiggle Whiskey, but it's only 1 G, Wigle.
Okay, we've been struggling. Like, we have a little group where, we drink and enjoy cocktails together. And every time that bottle comes out, we're all like, is it Wiggle?
I have a friend who's one of the managers of their distillery, or their like tasting rooms. So, and works for them. So yeah. It already smells delicious.
Hook a girl up with some distillery friends.
Because a bottle of their stuff is $60. So it's not.
It's worth it though.
Yes, it's so worth it. It just goes by fast. So anyways, I'll be filling this with gin, and then I will be leaving it in for a couple of weeks. And you want to make sure that you cover the flowers. So apparently I will be buying a new bottle of Bombay Sapphire for the house. You want to cover the flowers. And then every day you just can go over and just like give it a shake, put its lid on and like give it a shake, and it'll begin to break down the flowers.
Agitating the flowers.
Agitating them. And if you want to get really witchy about it, then you can write yourself a little intention that you want to also infuse into it, and put it on a piece of paper underneath the jar. So it's literally working into it. So I've been thinking about how delicious, refreshing, and connective this will be when it's done and look friggin' fancy. So this is kind of a glamour gin is what I'm going to say.
Yes.
Glamour gin. I mean, look how pretty this is. Like,
it is beautiful.
Come on.
Yeah.
But I have a ton of flowers left to make into violet water, essentially violet tea, which can eventually be violet simple syrup, which is what this is. So here's a fun story. This is violet simple syrup, which is just violet water mixed with sugar at a 2-to-1 ratio. 2 cups of sugar, 1 cup of whatever water you're using, rosemary water, whatever. And then the thing about violets is that they stain blue like a robin's egg kind of mixed with a cobalt
Oh.
blue. And then if you add just a little bit of citric acid, like a squeeze of lemon, it turns violet purple.
Love that.
So I
Magic.
never took a chemistry class, but I'm sure someone could tell me why that happens. So this, you can't really see, you can see a little bit of that blue in the bottom of it. Let's see if I hold it up to the light. No, you can't see it. Doesn't matter. Anyways, it is kind of a dark grayish blue, simple. And once I hit it with some lemon, it'll turn bright purple. So that's what I'm up to. I'm boiling some distilled water at the moment, or some filtered water to make that. And I'm going to have a tasty good time on my hands in about 2 weeks. And with the violet water, because simple syrup does go bad, it only lasts about 2 or 3 weeks, depending. And the more sugar that's in it, the longer it lasts. That's why I'm like, oh shit, I made this 2 weeks ago, and we're like not going to use all of it before it goes bad.
I always make way too much simple syrup.
Too much, way too much.
Yeah. Like,
so I'm making the violet water, and I'm going to freeze it into ice cubes so I can
Oh.
use it in the future.
That's also going to be really pretty.
Yeah, I know,
Like
right?
when you put the violet water ice cubes in other drinks, like, yes,
Right?
and as it melts, I could just, yeah, mwah.
Getting very kitchen witchy.
Yeah. I have a little herb garden in my little city backyard. And I love going out there and taking different herbs and making simple syrups out of it, you know, doing like a rosemary simple syrup.
Oh, so good. So good.
Thyme and sage and all of those. Mint, of course, but that's more obvious. But rosemary simple syrup, I really feel adds a really nice level of complexity to otherwise simple drinks. You know, like doing an old fashioned with some rosemary gives it a really interesting, I don't know, just a really interesting flavor profile. You can smoke the rosemary too before infusing it. Oh,
Tell me more about that.
So there are a few different ways you could do it, but you can actually get like a smoke infuser machine, which is if you go to, you know, bars where they're doing smoked cocktails, you're going to see them using that. But you basically like put the herb that you're using in a container, get the smoke in there, seal the container, let it really soak in that smoke, and then use that when you go infusing or making simple syrups. And that's going to lend it that smoky flavor.
That's so great.
I'm all about that.
Rosemary simple. I'm 100% here for that.
Oh,
yeah. It's a way to make something taste really round without it tasting medicinal. Like it's herby and round without it tasting medicinal, for sure.
Yeah.
So hooray. This little beverage I made. So I made a pot of tea on Monday night, and for the Glamour Hobo bedtime tales, because I always make myself a pot of tea, and I have to like be careful with my headphones. But I use this Turkish tea that's not very good when it's hot, but it makes excellent iced tea. So I made this tea and I put juniper and lavender sugar in it, which is really easy to make. I had juniper berries and I had some lavender buds, and you put it with, you can put it with powdered sugar, but I had just like normal straight white sugar. I actually only had sugar cubes. So I like loaded a bunch of sugar cubes into an herb grinder, also known as a coffee grinder that can never be used for coffee ever again. And I ground them all together. So it made this powder of juniper and lavender and sugar. And I add that to tea or to coffee or to whatever. I made this like crap black tea, which I sometimes just use the next day for iced tea. And it already had the juniper lavender sugar in it. And then I was like, I think it needs something else. I'm not quite sure. And so I put the violet simple in it, and now it's friggin-licious.
Wow.
I'm here 100% for the herby drinks.
You are kitchen witching.
I am kitchen witching so hard right now. But all of the herbals, whether they are alcoholic or not. Oh, hey, Adamo. You've been caught red-handed.
Oh, no. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Just the one hand though. The other hand's good. Mostly. We'll just hide those fingers. It's fine.
It's okay. She hasn't killed any children.
No, I
Inner
have
children,
not.
maybe.
That's
Actual
all
children, no.
echo. I'm
So
the victim here. My child spirit.
okay, I'm gonna say something inflammatory.
Hold on. Let me get my tea.
Yeah, everybody
Okay.
get whatever iced tea we need to do at this moment. This obsession with the inner child that I hear in woo-woo circles, and I hear from people, from psychologists, and like, you know, like you just have to connect with your inner child and like speak gently to your inner child and blah blah blah. I don't like that. Not because I was a wounded child. I had plenty of tragedy in my life, but that's not, you know, it's not about like avoiding my childhood because it was damaged. But there's a thing about it that I think what people are actually talking about is a loss of whimsy and a loss of the delight from discovering things for the first time, and a loss of inhibition. And so the like, you need to discover your inner child is actually just code for, could you just relax? Could you stop worrying and like trying to look cool and just like find delight again and find discovery again and find, you know, kind of this like whimsical befuddlement that will make your life so much better. I think that's what they're talking about. And for me, I never lost that. So
Right.
I don't feel like I need to go hunting for it.
Mm.
It changed, it shifted, it matured, but I'm still delighted by things, and I want to learn new things, and I want to play in the mud, and I want to dress up, and I want to meet new people, and I want to sing really loud off key. Like I want to do those things, and I am delighted by those things. So that's my inflammatory remark.
I don't
shut up about the inner
inflammatory.
child. Shut up about your inner child. That's the inflammatory remark. I mean, say what it really is.
Yes, you just want people, rather than to say, oh, like, get in touch with your inner child, you want them to just be more direct and say like, hey, like discover and appreciate the whimsy of the world more.
Well, yeah, because it feels like it is a, what's the word here? R2 knows.
Yeah.
R2 knows what I'm talking about.
R2 had something to say about that.
It is a fetishization of a temporary circumstance or a temporary time that people try to turn into a eternal time. Like childhood is short, mm-hmm. and now it is being fetishized into it. You should always have it forever. Like the thing that happens for a brief period of time needs to live within you all the time in the context of childhood. And I'm like, no. Discovery and whimsy and delight should live in us all the time. We should keep Christmas in our hearts.
Right. But it's not year exclusive to specifically being a child.
Exactly.
Right. And like trying to make people feel as if they should be experiencing feelings in a certain way from a certain period of time is unrealistic forever.
And unhealthy.
And then probably leads to future disappointment when you're like, well, why don't I feel the way that I felt 20 years ago?
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. I feel that. I get that. Yeah. I think that conversely, I think one of my favorite sayings that I've been hearing more often recently has been honor your inner child.
Okay.
But that's more in the context of thinking about, and it largely has to do with people that may have experienced some negativity in their childhood or things that, affected who they are as an adult now.
Okay.
This is more of like a therapy kind of thread.
Sure.
but recognizing the wounds that you had as a child that maybe haven't healed fully, maybe weren't your fault, recognizing that and allowing yourself to say like, hey, I recognize where my feelings are coming from and I accept you and I see
Or even
you.
like, you know, the like believing children when they say something has happened or something is wrong. Like to honor your inner child is perhaps to validate a part of you that was invalidated in this consensus reality material world.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that.
Crafting deep talks today.
Deep talks. Deep talks and TikToks. That's what I'm doing. I'm collecting footage for a non-viral, barely looked at TikTok.
I found out that I can never be TikTok famous.
Why?
Because we tried to post a video of me spinning fire and it was really cool. And it wasn't even up for like 2 minutes before TikTok took it down. And they were like, this is dangerous.
There are tons of fire spinners on TikTok.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm being attacked.
I think maybe if you do there are a lot of people who say things like, for legal reasons, don't try this at home. Or this is like now more and more people are having to say this is satire.
Classify theater, performing arts.
Or
I'm sorry, Tommy, what was that?
Classify as a theater or performing arts. That's one way to get around. That's why some folks have been able to get around, you know, like swordsmanship type stuff, even with the false, you know, obviously fake weapons.
Right.
You know, as like a theatrical production, you know, that kind of changes the context.
Interesting.
Yes, teach me your ways of getting around the TikTok gods.
Okay, so a friend of mine was like, I am afraid of TikTok because it's not actually it's not a social media company, it's actually an AI company. Like their goal is not to mine you for information to sell you things. Their goal is to learn how people human.
No. What? Okay. I'm going to need more information because I have not heard about this.
Yeah, that's my understanding is they're actually it's actually a company that is doing AI software and AI learning. So
all right. Well, if they're learning about how humans act from TikTok, we're going to have some weird ass AI running around.
I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited about the robots of our future.
Like,
so does that mean it's being run by Commander Data?
Maybe. Oh, look at this. Confronting culture with the crew. That's what the show is called.
I want like another like talk show with like all the deep talks and philosophy and, you know.
Oh, with all the shade? Then you want Romulus there.
Tea with the team. We all drink tea and
I'm here for that. Like I'm trying to get people to not the gossip part, but the drink tea part. I want on my Monday show for people to have a good cup of tea and listen to a story. I always make a good cup of tea. Everybody else should be drinking a good cup of tea. Life is too short for bad tea.
Oh, I agree.
What if you don't like tea?
Then get out.
Reverend
all right,
Tommy,
fine. I'll take my scotch with me.
Reverend Tommy, I don't think we can be friends. I'm very upset by this.
No, he threatened to take the scotch away.
I don't like scotch, though. Here's the thing. I don't like scotch, and you don't like tea, so now I think we're even.
Although my initials spell tea, so there's always a good cup of me around.
Hey.
It is amazing, though, you know, all of the different teas that exist. I have a lot. I have very, very many different teas in my kitchen.
You more of an herbal or more of a black or oolong?
Oh, I'm all over. I'm all over the place.
She's a rebel. She does what she wants.
If it's a leaf, I am drinking it. Let's go. But
she is the current Uncle Iroh with tea.
Oh yes, goals.
Yeah, that's fair.
Goals.
You know, just sipping delicious tea, like handing out occasional wisdom. That I could live that life.
Yeah. Telling people who are trying to rob you that they'll never succeed at robbing you with bad posture.
Yes. There we go. I already have the fire bending down, so let's go.
That's right. It'd be really great. I don't know if you could work it into your show. I'm just saying, I'm just spitballing here. But if you could build in part of the act where you actually use your fire performance to make a cup of tea, like warm up a kettle. And I'm just saying.
Careful, that almost got Iroh in trouble in that one episode.
That is
because he lit his own.
He warmed his tea in his hands.
Right, in the Earth Nation when they were hiding.
Yep.
Yeah. How do we feel about the Airbender or Avatar Studios and the new series that's going to come out?
I'm excited, but I don't know anything about it. The only reason I'm excited is because, like, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful project. It's beautiful art. Legend of Korra that followed it was even more beautiful in its own in its own beautiful separate way, because it dealt with very different things and allowed them to be adults.
Yeah.
And it had some obvious queerness in it, which was so great.
Yeah.
And the only thing I know about it is from TikTok, actually, from voice actor TikTok, where people are like, here, do this voiceover for the new opening of the thing. And I'm like, God, I would shave off my left leg hair to get onto that cast.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm also a little nervous because the series is so beloved. I'm glad that after all of the attempts to get a new project going in the last few years with, you know, people trying to steer the creators in other directions and there being a lot of false starts, I'm glad that there's finally going to be a studio run by the people who made it. That's our best chance of getting, you know, good, satisfying
defeating the Fire Nation.
Yeah, right. So but you know, whenever a story continues, whenever somebody makes another sequel to a thing, I think that there's always this chance that the idea of it is bigger than what they're actually going to be able to produce.
Right, that they can aim as well as they can aim, but it won't. It could fail terribly. But that's all really good art, though. Like, that's any good art.
Yeah,
is meant to be, you know, it has to. Banksy said that, like, it is. If it could be a disaster, then it's authentic. It could go terribly wrong. Maybe that's just me, but it's also Banksy. So there
we go.
What is the opinion of sweet tea? It may be as contentious as to a tea person. I'm not a sweet tea fan, but that's because I don't like things that are super sugary. I do not deny that it is a beverage that people like.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I have to agree. I don't really put any sweetener in my tea. I typically just drink it straight. And if I put anything in it, it's only going to be like some honey, and a little bit of honey at that. So anything super sugary is not really my style. I don't drink soda.
Yeah.
So sweet tea is
same.
Not in my wheelhouse, but I respect people who enjoy it. You know,
you don't think they should die in a fire.
Yeah, right. Drink your tea. Whatever brings you happiness. I'm not going to try to stop you. So, you know, you do you, boo.
You do you. I'm here for it. Like, our tea selection is actually up above me. So above me is a bunch of I'm trying to line up. It's the opposites. So it goes across the top. There's a lot there. And then my like true selection of my stuff is up here. So like cardamom tea and Persian tea. And I actually have started using cocoa nibs instead of sugar. It's actually a great thing. It like smooths out the tannin acidy taste that some teas have when you brew them for too long, or they're just like funky.
Right.
And so instead of adding sugar, I actually like put a couple of those cocoa nibs, which you can buy at any brewing supply store, into a tea strainer and like just drop it into the drink.
I'm interested. Does that change the flavor profile of the
Not a lot. It makes it kind of taste fatty, like as if you were drinking a builder's tea that's like strong black and then like really good milk in it. So it's got that kind of like fatty, smooth feeling, but
that is very interesting. Because
I wouldn't add it to green or herbal, but it's really good in a black.
Okay. That is a really interesting concept though, because typically things that are fats are going to bring out some of the flavor of a thing that you're eating or drinking.
Yeah, for sure.
Now I really want to try it. And
I'm here to tell you.
Yeah, the only thing that I'd like to have that's tea colored is this.
Is scotch.
I got a bottle of Aberfeldy.
Ooh.
A Highland here.
Hello.
And then there's this beauty. The Arbor.
Be still my heart.
Yeah. The bottled straight from the cask, matured in Spanish Oloroso sherry butts.
I love Abalor.
You're making up those phrases. That's not real.
Nope, see? Is right on the label.
Nice.
So, these will be with me in Jersey.
Ooh.
The June 5th, 6th?
Yes, because we will be reconvening the Old Man Scotch Club at Jersey.
Oh.
Because, there'll be the Duke, of course. And he'll probably be bringing along the Duchess.
Nice.
Could she bring me some Dutch gin? Because I'll be there.
I mean, it's funny that she was doing a gin earlier because there's someone here who's also a gin fanatic as much as they're a Scotch fanatic.
Is it me? Yes, it's me.
Yeah. Remember you and James went off on, a huge gin tangent in the back?
Possibly. There were many memorable tangents, some of which I remember more than others, but yeah, lots of good times.
Yeah,
I mean,
and hopefully
I'm the same way with like enjoying alcoholic beverages as I am with tea. Like I tend to like pretty much everything. I just like something that's well made, I like something that tastes good. I love the art behind crafting a good drink. I really enjoy mixology. In fact, I may have, a secret Nat 21 project I'm working on to that effect.
What's this? Yeah?
Yeah. Oh. Ooh.
Can I show you a science project and build the tension further?
Yes.
All right. So here is you can see this is the violet water. It's still warm, so it's a bit condensy. And it's this like bluey, I'm going to make myself
You want to make yourself big?
I'm going to make myself big. Blah! So here it is. It's this blue color. Perhaps the backlighting will actually help. Maybe it won't. Does it help? Does it hinder? All right. Against my skin. And now I'm going to put a little bit of lemon in it.
Oh!
Whoa, yep.
Friggin' magic. Hey, look who's here.
Hello!
Hey!
It's Ansa and Halloween Ground Score.
It's a cat. I love cats.
Here, I took off the headphones so they can hear you and you can hear them.
Nice.
Oh, great.
The cat's not
Hello.
quite as gyroscopic, but apparently you can do the thing.
The cat shiggy thing, yes.
Yes, the shiggy.
We always say
yeah,
this
the
cat is
cat.
basically an accordion. Wee, 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 wee,
loaf of bread.
wee, wee, wee.
He's very chill about it.
Christine, do you want me to get the chicken?
Yes. 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 Always.
Yeah, and I made a clip last night of the gyroscopic chicken.
Oh my
Nice. I that was me capturing that because I was like, oh my, I was having a conversation with him about something completely different, and then he just started juggling the cat. I was like, keep going. I'm gonna get video.
That's so great. I love that.
Oh man.
That video like made my day. The
Yay.
cat shiggy. That was so good.
She's getting the chicken from somewhere. But what is this what is this secret project?
Well, I guess it's gonna be not so secret now, but I'm basically
I won't tell no
working
one.
on a cocktail recipe book based on Nat 21. Yes. So
Of original things?
well, some of them will be reinvented classics, but everything is going to be based on different characters or events or places that have happened. Oh my gosh, the chicken.
There's a bird on your boob. Hold on.
There's a bird in the house, goddamn. You can keep talking. I just know you wanted to see the burb.
Aw, yeah, I do want to see the burb, but I can't talk and look at the burb at the same time. So now I'm just, totally entranced for a few reasons, actually.
His name is Kaboom, after all. It's supposed to have headed for my shoulder, but it clearly has stopped partway up, so now I have to have ridiculous posture.
I love it. It's so cute. The little cheeps are so adorable.
Here you go.
Oh, look at his little butt.
Go learn how to slump glass, chicken. Go be useful.
Crafting with the bird.
That's right. That's right. Chaos with Kaboom. Oh.
Can you do the gyroscopic thing? Oh, yes. I love it.
Oh chicken. Am I right? So I took interesting chicken fact. I took it outside today because it likes to, I'll sit with it because everyone wants to eat chickens even when they're full size. But it, put it in the garden and it like digs around and does the whole dust bath thing. It's very exciting. But today there happened to be a giant murder of crows over the yard, and the bird was like, he just hid under my knee the whole time because his little tiny instincts know that everyone wants to eat him. And anytime anything would pass overhead, he would run and hide.
Oh.
So, yeah, here. Go see the people a little bit more.
Just don't poop on my laptop.
Me?
Yes.
This is my derpy burb. As you well know, the mayor is on the way out of town, so I'm just going to get 100 chickens while he's away and keep them all in my room and maybe get some goats.
Oh, yeah. This is the time. This is your moment.
Right? Maybe, when I used to do a bunch of shows in New Orleans, and there was always this, like, awesome gay couple. They were men who wore cowboy hats every day, and they would go walking their miniature ponies in the French Quarter. And I was like, that's kind of the life that I would like.
What?
I was like, going to take my miniature ponies for a walk in the French Quarter.
That sounds absolutely wonderful.
You could do a new show. Thecla goes full crazy cat lady.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I'll go crazy cow lady. Before you know it, we'll have
crazy moop lady.
So I don't want to interfere with your kitchen witching. Paulo's like the plant guy. Carmel's kind of the flower person, and I'm kind of the animal person. So
What's nom
nom nom.
nom nom.
That's a perfect team, though.
Yep. Flora, fauna, and functia. I don't know. Paulo has a passion for, he wants things he can build and eat, and
Rocks to lay down.
Carmel wants things that she can wear and drink.
Yep. Here for the aesthetic.
I want things I can talk
Aw.
to.
Because fancy cocktails are outfits you can drink. Like that's what they are.
Absolutely.
There are all sorts of different things that you can put together in a way that creates like an outfit, like an ensemble.
Don't jump on her. She's not probably wanting that.
Does that mean Carmel's got to make the cocktail dresses to go with Christine's cocktails?
Yes.
Could I would also make the cocktails. Can I drink them?
Yes.
Carmel does that whole thing where she like makes a hat with a cocktail,
And then I have a cocktail mat.
with a cocktail that matches the hat. So you can just cocktails all the way down.
That's right.
And somebody was talking about non-alcoholic things. I have found that with the simple syrups, you can just add some seltzer water to them, and it's you suddenly have lavender soda. You have forsythia soda.
I'll definitely include a few non-alcoholic options in the recipe book. So yeah, just get ready, guys, because I'm getting excited. The more I start to like write stuff out and get some of the ideas out, the more excited about it I get. So get ready.
I would like for Nespira, there's something called a deadly spicy lady, which is mezcal and Aperol and falernum and peppercorn bitters. And I made one. I was like, that is the weirdest thing. I have all of those ingredients. I'm gonna make that right now. And lemon, I think, as well. And it's delicious. It is so good. And I feel like if Nespira gets a drink, it's that.
Definitely send that to me.
Sure. Yeah.
I would love to look at it. I'd love to drink that. I am a fan of all the things that you listed.
Right? There's a traditional cocktail from Brazil called leche de onça, which means like milk from the jaguar. And all my life I've been meaning to make leche de onça because it's cachaça, which is Brazilian cane liquor. It's what you give the gods in all of their, the rituals. It's like that. It's kind of like if a White Russian was made with cachaça. It's like that. And
is it like rice milk or coconut milk, or is it milk milk?
I think it's coconut milk. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like coconut milk and cachaça, and then something else that makes it like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? That sounds delicious, and like such a hangover that we're willing to have because it sounds awesome.
I was like, right now I could make that with what's in the house, but so, that third ingredient,
I have to look it up. Leche de onça. So the onça's milk.
I'm learning Portuguese. I'm sure I could find
I'm wearing the right shirt for it, I guess.
How fun to say too. Like it just sounds, I don't know. Right? It has that little something.
Leche de onça, because it fills your mouth. It's a tasty mouthful of words, and then makes you think that it might be a succulent drink. Cocoa liqueur. Ooh, cocoa liqueur and condensed milk.
Condensed milk. Okay, that's Brazilian cocktail.
You can make mine with the other stuff. Yeah. Ironically, this cow is allergic to cow milk.
Cocoa liqueur adds a hint of chocolate flavoring. All right. So yeah, it just sounds like it's like fatty and delicious.
Or some cacao nibs.
Yeah, I could totally make a cacao or a cocoa distillate or some bitters. I made my own peppercorn bitters actually to make that spicy deadly lady.
I just love the name Spicy Deadly Lady.
Right? This is too much explanation. I Googled it. Anyways, so it looks like
it's out there.
It looks like cachaça, cocoa liqueur, and some kind of milk. Seems pretty straightforward, actually.
Right? I'm stuck.
Johnny O Twitch said that they had it.
It's chicken yoga.
And that it was very delicious.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Chicken tip when they're very small. Okay, a little honey. All right. Thank you, John. You're very useful, Johnny O Twitch. You're full of practical things.
Bye, Bill.
Bye.
Did you see his chicken tip about?
I saw the one about honey. Yes.
Yeah, about honey.
It's a little rooster. I was thinking this might be a little rooster, which is a shame because it means that we're gonna love him, and then he'll probably have to go over the Rainbow Bridge. But there's not a lot of place in the world for roosters. But this guy's gonna have a great time while he can.
Aww. He's so cute.
I don't think he even knows he's making noise. I think at this point, I'm like, do you think that sound actually just materializes out of the world? And you're like, where's that coming from? He doesn't know.
Doesn't know it's him.
It's not in control.
Speaking all day long. Well, I'm going to get back into the business of doing that one parent thing.
All
for
right.
Several humans and apparently a chicken. So, bye, everybody.
Bye.
I brought
Noisy little guy, man.
so noisy.
Cute but loud.
I brought a thing to show you for the last kitchen witchy thing I did with the camellias. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but this red.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice color.
It's this beautiful, luscious red situation. That is from the camellia, from making a camellia hydrosol, which is very good for your skin. And it just like sapped all of the color out of the camellia petals and just made this super bright tea.
Oh, I love that.
I was a big fan of that. Welcome everyone again. It is my pleasure to continue to welcome you to the Creating with the Crew, which has turned into, what is it? Cultural confrontation with the crew.
I can't remember. What was it? It was so
Comfort with the crew. Tea with the team.
Tea with the team. Or just team.
Today, we've got Adamo Ignis doing her Minth cosplay. And we've got down on the bottom, we've got Reverend Tommy doing some glass slumping for an upcoming craft show that he will be at in Baltimore.
Hanover.
What's that?
In Hanover.
In Hanover. Sorry, I thought you said you were near Baltimore and that's where it was happening.
Close to Baltimore, but not in.
But not in Baltimore, so in Hanover, Pennsylvania. And I am kitchen witching. And at this point, I'm just waiting for things to cool, so I think I'll paint my nails for the rest of the show. But I am heading up to Baltimore this week. Today, actually, I'll be driving there later today to go to on my way to the Delaware Art Museum to see a painting. I'm very excited about it. It's for a big project that I'm working on, my next show, which will be an immersive audio show that you put in your headphones and then my voice takes you on a journey down to the kingdom of Hypnos. Ooh. And you meet the creatures that live down and where the kingdom of sleep is. And so I'm very excited about that. It's a pretty cool long-term project that will eventually, at first it'll just be audio, and then eventually it'll also have visuals, very dreamy visuals with me as all of the characters and then just like very dreamy. And then eventually after that, it'll be something that you can actually walk into a space and it like surrounds you. And so while you listen, so when we can all be together again.
I am subscribing to that.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds amazing. I am very interested in hearing about the progress of this as you go.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll share. Speaking of which, since we've been here for a minute, if the two of you have socials you'd like to share, projects you'd like people to follow, drop them in the chat, or put them in the private chat so I can make a banner.
Sure. I mean, I feel like it's easy enough at this point just to, all of my stuff, if you want to hear about where I'm going to be performing or what I'm doing with fire, is just Adamo Ignis. It's Adamo Ignis on Facebook. It's Adamo Ignis on Instagram. It's Adamo Ignis wherever you can type it in a search bar. So that's pretty simple. And then if you are interested in this kind of stuff,
IGNIS?
IGNIS, yeah.
I still have the MooBot for Ayala command, so that has the to her Facebook for her performer page right there. That folks can click on straight from the chat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But if you want to see my other stuff, like my, cosplay photos and what I do in my regular life, it is strange.flames on Instagram. So you can check that out. And I'll type that
right now.
Oh, okay. I was going to go ahead and
Strange Flames.
Yes, with a dot in between. Strange.flames.
That's a comma. That's a comma like my hat.
Yes, you can check me out.
Great. Reverend Tommy, do you want to drop a link to the craft fair that you'll physically be at and to your Etsy store?
Yep. I was actually just typing a link out into the chat directly for the Etsy because that's easier for me to type all that stuff out.
Great.
Myself.
Because we're coming up on our last 10 minutes of the show.
So there's my link to my Etsy shop. A few have already visited it. You can find my crafting page on Facebook by searching Tommy the Kilted Fireman and Crazy RY Crafts. On that page there, I'll have all my updates for stuff that new stuff that's being created, going up onto the Etsy shop. There will be the information for my craft fair that I'm doing is posted up there. So you can find me on Facebook there. I've actually got a few Facebook endeavors because I've also joined up with the Pirates of Fortune's Folly.
Oh.
And as we are getting our pirate events to be all tentative for doing stuff for shows and whatnot, I'm excited to have my own debut year as a full-time-ish performer of sorts.
Hell
Wow, that's very exciting.
For that, I have my own Facebook page. I am Chappie, the Pirate Chaplain,
All right.
on Facebook, because I'm the chaplain for the ship's crew, the Pirates of Fortune's Folly.
What a crew of lost souls. What big heavy lifting that must be to be a chaplain for a ship full of miscreants.
Yes, and I know Christine knows many of our crew.
I do, yeah. I'm excited to see what you guys get up to this year.
Yes,
Wow.
I'm excited to start performing and give me another opportunity to make money throughout the year as well, if all our events still go off that are currently tentative.
Yeah.
We'll see what we get. I'm optimistic. I think last year, while there wasn't a lot that was able to happen, the events that did go forward paved the way, and also, we learned a lot from them. So
yeah, I know Scott definitely set the standard at PA last year.
Yeah, I think so. So I think we're going to see more success this year, and safety as well, which is still important. So.
And to add my name to the bucket of what are we doing? Again, my name is Carmel, and I am your glamour hobo amongst the Glamour Hobo Nation. I have a podcast, which I'm going to throw up right here. The Glamour Hobo Field Notes 100-Mile Stories. It's everywhere you stream. It is not only on Spotify, but look at this nice little graphic. So there are 2 seasons of collected stories. It is a tiny podcast of enormous delight. So when I travel, I write a little story, a little microfiction every 100 miles that I go about where I am. And so I've been collecting those since 2014. So I have hundreds. So there's 2 delicious seasons for you to go and binge.
You're so bingeable. I love it.
I'm highly bingeable. There's about 6 or 7 episodes. There's like a holiday special and all the things. There's also a couple of like sexy fanfic. If you subscribe directly to the feed and not just through like iTunes or podcast, you can get some of the old live shows that I've done. And then I will also put in the comments that you can find me at my website, which is Spectacle and Mirth, which I'm going to put up right now, where I make a spectacle of myself for your mirth. And you can find all the things that I've done in the past, like the Marvelous Mechanical Musical Maiden, like the Glamour Hobo Field Notes, like the Richmond Fringe Festival, which will be celebrating its 1-year anniversary this Sunday. And we are going to do a rebroadcast, mega stream rebroadcast of all our shows, including at 1:30, Paulo Garbanzo, as I like to call him, Dr. Professor Garbanzo, will be doing it will be his rebroadcast of his show that he did at Richmond Fringe last year, which is basically a history and education podcast story where he stands in front of you in a really nice outfit and he kind of has crazy hair and he tells you about bone churches and he tells you about how cities develop as their economies boom and then how plague destroys them. So it was at the time, last April, it was very timely. But it continues to be interesting. And if you ever go on one of the Nat 21 adventures, like the physical adventures when they go overseas to play or to just go on tours of England or of Sicily, then this is a taste of what it's going to be like to share space with Dr. Professor Garbanzo as he waxes poetic about the history of a place.
Ooh.
So please tune in on to the mega stream that's at richmondfringe.com. I'm going to drop it in the chat. And 1:30 is his rebroadcast of
on what day? What is
Sunday,
the date?
April 4th at 1:30 Eastern time.
Awesome.
It is a show called The Last Time We Had Money. April 4th,
okay.
1:30.
That sounds great.
Yay! All right. So anything else that you guys want to say to the gorge people of the internet before we sign off for the day?
Well, I thought I would just show you where I'm at with these ears.
Yes, please.
Here we go. So nice
That
base.
looks great.
Yep. We're building some of the color in here to kind of make it darker, get some dimension.
I'm sorry.
There's still more work to do, but there's
I'm gonna make you big.
Yep. So here's an ear. Here's an ear. This one, the shading's a little bit more advanced. I have more work to do on this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the last major thing that I needed for my cosplay. So hopefully that'll happen soon.
Are you gonna wear the like sexy secretary outfit of Minthy with the like white button-up shirt and the black pencil skirt, or are you gonna go for her like I showed up in my lingerie and now you have to pay attention to me, or her angry sweatpants outfit?
I'm gonna do a couple different versions. I have a black sweater dress, which is similar to one that she wears. But I'm gonna also do the lingerie version. There's a particular panel from the comic where she is wearing like a one-piece, a lace one-piece, and she's holding a cigar.
Yes, I remember that.
And that is the particular panel that I want to recreate. So hopefully that'll be happening soon. Ooh. But aside from all of that, guys, this week on Thursday night at 10 p.m., we're starting our new Gothic horror game campaign. So I'll be in that with a few awesome people from Chase Treasure, and someone from the Angels, if you're familiar with that show, and also Alex Stompoli from the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair. So tune in this Thursday if you want to be there from the first episode. It's probably going to be 4 weeks, and we're going to have some creepy good fun. So check us out.
Yay! And I've got the Glamour Hobo Bedtime Tales on Mondays at 11 p.m. Climb into bed with me and listen to a story. We're currently working on The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Douglas Adams' masterpiece. And look at all of this other stuff you could be doing. Like right now you're at Creating with the Crew, but look at all of the other things that you could be participating in. There's so much. Reverend Tommy, you want to say bye to the people?
Yep, I'll actually can show the 3 pieces I've got loaded up into the kiln right now. Well, the 3rd piece I just sprinkled some powder on. So this is going to be another soap dish. Where is it? There it is.
Cool.
Ooh,
I like that bamboo forest situation.
Yeah.
Yep, and then I got to angle the computer so I can see. So we've got this piece here.
Oh, that's gorge.
Ooh, wow.
So
I
actually,
love that
look
one.
at it from this way is the upright. So you kind of got like some palm tree type thing going here.
They look
Love
like little
that.
flowies.
Yep, and that's with a flame opal colored powder, and then on the bottom there, that's on top of a streaky white, and then the bottom is also a streaky white with the geometric with some black powder.
Very cool.
So,
I like those a lot.
Mab
so
wants
those
to know
who
how
get
long it
inspired
takes to slump that.
overnight here at my place, I'll be posting pictures on my craft page, and I usually share it to my personal profile as well. So the programs are about 9 hours or so that they run from beginning to end ish. So,
Cool.
look up my Facebook page, Tommy the Kilted Fireman at Crazy RY Crafts on Facebook to see pictures and updates for stuff like that.
Hooray!
Awesome.
All right. Much love to everybody. Drop us your goodbyes in the chat. And we will see you when we see you. See you down the road.
Yep. See you next time, guys.
Bye.